The Silver Jubilee. The website says register, and I've seen the messaging everywhere. What should people look forward to? Let me get the juice from the organizer himself.
So, conventions are a very interesting thing to me. And I'll give you the highlight of it before I go into the details of what we are going to do at the Silver Jubilee. Conventions bring people together not only to revel and have fun, but also to get educated and know the things that affect them. I'll give you a good example. In 2015, when we had our convention here, there was still a push. There was a push to make Jinja a city, and that push. There was a lot of discussion that was done here, and it actually came to fruition. And I bring that up because that tells you that when people go to conventions, number one, you go there to enjoy yourself, to meet with people you haven't seen in a long time, to network, to learn, and also to push important agendas that you feel that people back home might not be able to push as effectively.
So I welcome you in my studio. Of course, it's a pleasure. We have been thinking about this, talking about this, and life is happening all over. And it hasn't happened, but today it has happened. I am glad that finally we are here. It's been a long time. You have, as I said earlier, changed. The last time I showed you, you had a black beard. Today, so you look a little different. And me too.
It's called time.
It's called time. I like how you like to just summarize it that way, but it means we are getting older in detail.
We are getting older. And hopefully wiser.
And hopefully wiser. Absolutely.
Hopefully wiser.
And I think we are wiser. But let me ask you to introduce yourself to my viewers so they get to know you. I know you, but I would like them to know who I'm talking to today.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit about you.
So, my name is Victor Lukandwa. I live in the great city of Minneapolis, Minnesota. I've been here for quite some time. I am an IT professional. So that is what I do for a profession. And then I'm a part-time real estate broker. So I have a real estate business. I have a couple of agents that I work with. And work with is the key word there.
Work with. You don't.
So they don't report. So there's no boss arrangement. Although I am the proprietor.
Oh, okay. So in other words, real estate is quite interesting, and
it's an interesting.
So they are agents, the independent agents under your brokerage. You are what you call it. You are the brokerage.
The independent business people under the brokerage. So I provide supervisory services. I've been working for a health care company. It's a health insurance company in analytics. So I do data analytics for them. Recently, we've been doing a lot of work with tools like Tableau, Microsoft tools, and things like that. And then I'm also the president of Twegaite International, which is hosting the Silver Jubilee in Minnesota in May, starting on the 23rd to the 26th. So I'm plugging that right away.
Right away, and that is
right away.
I'm very much interested in the real estate part of it, and I will get into that maybe at the end of this or later. But I'm glad you plugged the Silver Jubilee, because it is in my backyard here, and the dates that you mentioned don't allow me to be a part of it. I don't to be a part
Unfortunately.
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 So tell me about Twegaite International. I know it is a Silver Jubilee celebration. That means 25 years of existence. Let's go back a little bit. How did this start? What inspired the birth of Twegaite International?
So, like in most things, when you come to the diaspora, people engage and do things, and then they want to give back to the folks at home. So there were some people in New Jersey who started this organization, Twegaite, and Twegaite means getting together, bringing people together.
In Luganda, Twegaite.
Twegaite in Lusoga. So in 1998, this organization was started by a great lady called Betsy Ziksoka and a few other people. And they did it in their homes. They did not do a convention right away. So conventions have been going on since the first one. I believe the first one was in Houston, somewhere in 2008. Was when it was kind of revived. Twegaite was really set up to do things back home, to try to alleviate some of the challenges that our people face back home, especially in Busoga. As you know, it's one of the worst hit regions in Uganda in terms of economic and health challenges.
Yeah.
So that in a nutshell is where Twegaite started from. We've had a bunch of conventions, and conventions really are our medium to bring people together, bring stakeholders. So you come, listen to what people are doing back home, and see where you fit in. How can you help move the agenda forward? But also, we get to listen to our politicians, who are the people who are enabling some of the policies and the money that needs to go there, that taxation and things like that. But they also streamline our efforts if we want to build, say, a hospital or build or pass money over, that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So Twegaite, unlike other, for example, the other organization that most people know about, and we all engage with it, the one that brings all of us together, which is the Uganda North America Association, which was started with mostly objectives about the diaspora.
Yes.
So but Twegaite was about what can we do about our people back home. So that's a stark difference between the humble beginnings.
Yeah. And the other unique aspect of Twegaite is that Twegaite aspect of it. So it might be a Lusoga word, but it brings together people from all walks of life. So, for example, the people who are organizing this convention are not just the Basoga. It's a real testament to togetherness and to Twegaite in general. I think there's a word that was coined in South Africa called Ubuntu, and it made its way all the way to the Oprah show.
It's very powerful. Not only the Oprah show, but in the IT world.
Yes,
the whole ecosystem.
There you go. Even in the IT world. So
the whole ecosystem
hopefully, in a few years, when you're doing your programming, you'll find Twegaite operating system.
Or a large language model. LLM.
Yes.
LLM.
There you go.
LLM or something like that.
There you go.
Fantastic. So thank you. So, you've already talked about the other piece that I wanted to know about the Twegaite's presence in the diaspora. I think you described that to us. So what does the Silver Jubilee mean now to the organization? 25 years of operation.
So we obviously, I mentioned the time frame when Twegaite started. That's a little bit over the 25 years that I'm talking about. But the anniversary of the Silver Jubilee actually fell at a time when we could not get together, when there was that pandemic.
COVID.
And yes, but we vowed that we have to get this done, and we have since we have done so much over the years, we want to do something big. It's been well known that we have a large community of the Basoga in Minnesota. I don't know if it's still the case, but we have hosted a convention here before. Actually, this is going to be our third one.
Really? That much I didn't know. Wow.
Yes, the third one, and this is going to be one of the biggest, we hope, of all of them. I know you know that we had a UNA convention here in 2025. In 2005.
2005.
2005.
Yeah,
and we've had, I think we had a convention in 2029, and then another one in 2015 in Minnesota for Twegaite. So we have had a history of doing successful events like this.
So Minnesota is a critical component of Soga diaspora community here in North America. Sounds like 3 times. Who else has hosted besides Houston? There was one on the East Coast in Boston.
Houston. I actually have our website here open. Our website is twegaite.org. So we've had a convention in Houston in 2008. Then we had 2009 in Minneapolis. We did 2011. We did it in Boston.
Yeah.
We had another one in Seattle in 2012, 2013 in California. After that, we decided to do it every other year because it was getting out of hand. We did 2015 in Minneapolis again, the DMV area in 2017. We did New Jersey, New York in 2019, and then last year we had it in Texas. So we're going to do it in Minneapolis this year. I said we do it biennially, so we do it every other year. The lull or the kind of hiatus that we took, we decided that let us celebrate the 25th Silver Jubilee and wake the organization up, and then after that we'll go back to our biennial celebrations.
Okay.
So of course, with the website, as you can see, it brings right there, encouraging people to book.
May 23rd to the 26th.
Yes.
In the Health Regency.
Yes.
Fantastic. So now, the other piece that obviously comes to mind is what are the projects and the community impact?
So the projects have been many. Now, I'm by no means a good historian, as we discussed earlier. We talked about history.
Yeah.
But we have been involved we've done a clean water project. We've done renovation of cancer center in Ginger. We've been involved in tree planting projects. One of the ones that's really important to us and important to our patron, Rebecca Kadaga, is the Girl Child Project. That, as you know, that our young girls are getting married off early, and sometimes they don't even get to go to school because now they're having children, they're young parents. So that is something that we are trying to get ahead of, educating the villagers and so on. Of course, there have been economic empowerment projects, trainings and things like that, cancer screening. Now, with all these projects, there have been champions that have either initiated these projects for them to go forward, or are actually people who have been the ones at the forefront of them. Some of these people, there are a lot of names that can be named out there, but we are proud of the fact that this is not something that has been done by one group of people. It's been done by, it takes a village.
It takes a village.
We have one of our members who has a hospice project.
And I'm looking at them, some of them here at the on the website. I see Clean Water Project.
Yes.
Tree planting.
Yep. Some of the projects are highlighted on the website, so that's a very good thing. But the other thing that
you're talking about the cancer awareness.
Yes, cancer screening and awareness. So we do a lot of projects that are women-centered, because, as you know, in our rural communities, the women are the ones who run the homes, especially when it comes to the economics of things. So you want to empower them so that they can be successful. We've done things, with the renovation of the cancer center. I think we did a run. We've done runs, and these runs are awareness platforms. You bring people together, you bring sponsors together, and tell them about what you're trying to do, whatever the project is. And we've had runs here in Minnesota, runs in the US, and 2 very successful runs in Ginger, where a lot of politicians who came along, who were sponsored by banks and MTN and so on and so forth. We have a website, a Facebook page, which will highlight a lot of those things that we've done.
Okay. And when one goes to the Facebook, of course, it just look for Twegaite International. Right?
Twegaite International on Facebook.
On Facebook.
You can go to
very interesting
as well.
The coincidence of you talking about the runs, and it turns out, it so happens that we this weekend is Kawaka's birthday run, and we have the same objectives, awareness, and this time again we are focusing on the same thing, about HIV/AIDS.
Yes.
How the focus is on how men can be at the forefront of trying to protect the girl child, HIV/AIDS, and we have all of
Similar,
us under similar challenges everywhere.
Yes. And if you notice, I'm not sure if you're on our social media, but we've been promoting the Kabaka's run in the Twegaite social media platforms as well. So,
I've been lately, but I'm gonna look. You see,
again, that word Twegaite.
Twegaite. Twegaite.
Yes.
It's very important, actually. Even us, the Kabaka reinforces and about the importance of unity.
Yes.
Uhumu, unity.
It's very important.
Very important.
Very important.
So on that note, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm coming into town, Mr. Chiseka and
yes.
Mrs. Mutiaba.
Yes.
Have put on a run again, and we are going to be fundraising and raising awareness about this very important topic of HIV/AIDS and protecting the girl child. So
I look forward to seeing you.
I'm looking forward to seeing you. Now, the Silver Jubilee. The website says register, and I've seen the messaging everywhere. What should people look forward to? Let me get the juice from the organizer himself.
So, conventions are a very interesting thing to me. And I'll give you the highlight of it before I go into the details of what we're going to do at the Silver Jubilee. Conventions bring people together not only to revel and have fun, but also to get educated and know the things that affect them. I'll give you a good example. In 2015, when we had our convention here, there was still a push. There was a push to make Jinja a city, and that push. There was a lot of discussion that was done here, and it actually came to fruition. And I bring that up because that tells you that when people go to conventions, number one, you go there to enjoy yourself, to meet with people you haven't seen in a long time, to network, to learn, and also to push important agendas that you feel that people back home might not be able to push as effectively. We do not want to take our voice as the diaspora for granted. That is why we organize these conventions. Now I'll go to your question about the Silver Jubilee.
The Silver Jubilee.
Great. One of the things we did that's a little bit unique compared to other conventions is that we have decentralized the leadership. So we have broken it out into committees where we have a committee that's putting together the programming that's going to happen throughout the event. But we also have committees, people putting together what you're going to be experiencing, the registration, the fundraising, the forums, and all that stuff. So on Friday, as soon as you come in, and this program is going to go up on the website soon, and we have a skeleton of it online. But Friday is going to be the opening event. We're going to have a few traditional things, entertainment, and then we're going to have entertainment at the end of the day after the opening. Saturday, we wake up early. We're going to have what we are calling a fun run. Traditionally, this was called the Source of the Nile Run. And so we are it's not going to be far from the hotel. It's right outside, walking distance from the hotel. It's going to be, people are going to be wearing their T-shirts for this run. and to the famous Loring Park. So if you look that up, that's one of the highlights of Minneapolis. That's where you see the big spoon, the blue big chicken, and some history there. At the fun run, we are going to have a health awareness forum, mental health forum. This is going to take place for about an hour or so. This is going to go from about 9 to 3 p.m. We're going to have music after that, barbecue, free food. So this is going to be a family event. Then we are going to transition over to what people love the most, is the boat cruise. So
on the Mississippi.
On the Mississippi. So the boat cruise, people are going to board buses at about 4 o'clock and head to the Mississippi River. It's going to be a white and blue affair. Of course, DJ Johnny will be there. We're going to have some exciting DJs as well. We are hoping to have John Black, the famous deep-voiced artist. We are trying to get some other surprise artists. So please, if you're on the social media or WhatsApp groups, you please look out for the next entertainer who's going to be there. Saturday, after the boat cruise, we're going to go back to the hotel. And when you go back to the hotel, people tend to be excited. We don't want them to go to the rooms and make noise for people. So we're going to do after party. After the boat cruise. These parties, we are going until about 2. But we're encouraging people not to go all the way, go back to sleep, because the next day we have a church service. We strongly believe that our spirituality has to be nurtured as well. We have the bishop coming from Uganda, bishop of one of our dioceses in Busoga, Bishop Wakula, going to hold a service. This is going to be an interdenominational.
Yes, you see, that one is always an interesting
denominational church service. So it's not going to be too traditional, but it's not going to be a Chiwempe service. But you know what I'm saying? We are just going to service everybody. After the church, we're going to have forums, because we believe that you need to mix it up. Fun, spirituality, and education. Things that affect the people. We hope to have our Chavazinga. We hope to have a prime minister. We're going to have our patron, Rebecca Kadaga, there. We're going to discuss a little bit about how politics affects our nation and our region. It's going to be part of the discussions. Once we are done with the forums, we're going to have about 2 forums in there. Then we are going to go for our final dinner. It was dubbed the Royal Dinner, but we want to make sure that it's going to honor the 25 years that we've been
in existence.
We've been serving. Our keynote speaker is going to be there, and a few other speakers, before we break off into entertainment and mingling and hoping for the next one. That is the plan.
That is the plan.
That is the plan.
It sounds very packed, and something to look forward to.
Jam packed. I really wish these events were week long, but money and time.
Weekend.
Yes.
The weekend, and people have to go back to their lives, work, and all those things.
Exactly. Exactly.
So what do you think is the role that Twegaite has played in fast development of the diaspora, the Soga community in the diaspora? You focused on the Ugandan side and trying to impact Soga as a region. But what about here in the diaspora? What do you think is the impact?
So, for the diaspora, I mentioned that we are going to have a mental health forum at the park on Saturday. As you know, and as if you've been reading the news, mental health has affected communities throughout. It's not just our community. It's not just the diaspora community. It's a general issue. A couple of years ago, we had a Ugandan here in Minneapolis who passed away from a drug overdose, and we had another family in the Kenyan community who had a suicide in the family. So we don't want to bury our heads in the sand and think we are just here working, and we have to be cognizant of the fact that our children are growing up in America, growing up with the challenges of growing up here. So we as part of the convention, we thought it was important that we address that. The convention. Secondly, we are going to have a youth forum. We're going to have a bit of parallel programming, but youth forum is going to be for all, where we allow our children or the next generation to discuss with us what is important to them. Okay. What are the things that they feel they can bring to the table? Because I, for one, I take my children to these conventions and they have fun, they meet other people, they play the Xbox, but now they've grown up into young adults. So what is it that affects them? Whether, be it job opportunities or health challenges, or even looking for their spouse,
Yeah.
Those are things that we have to allow them to express. So
you're looking to impact the youth, and with the adults, you think mental health.
Mental health is one of the programs that we are starting with at this convention. Now, for us, we do not think that it's just a convention thing. We are going to have a run every year, and it's going to be focused mostly on the diaspora needs. But then, while we do things for people back home, we also have to be taking care of the people here as well.
The diaspora. Hey, Seba, very important work, and it's very interesting. The alignment this year. As we spoke earlier, I would love to be in Minnesota, but we happen to be also having a gathering in Boston.
Yes.
And the theme is also centered around mental health. So the alignment there, the recognition that
synergy.
This is synergy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It is an important problem. It's a challenge in mental health here. We are away from home. We are in the minority. We are back home. We all look alike. Here we are in the minority, and the challenges that come with that. And even our kids, like I think when you're talking about the kids, I was thinking about the identity issues that they deal with. They are not completely from Masaka, Uganda, but they are not. And at the same time, here our newly found land, America, is not completely accepting them, if I may use that word. So they are in a crisis. Are we Ugandans, are we Americans? What are we in between? And how do you navigate that?
I think you said it right. Identity crisis. You need to know a lot of children or young people who are not necessarily from they want to know, where do I come from? What do I stand for in life? Why is a good question. Is the thing they keep asking themselves. And it's our responsibility to answer that why, as best we can.
And the best we can.
Yes.
Fantastic. Any final message, any special message to the community, Ugandan community as a whole, now down to the Busoga component of the Ugandan diaspora community? Any special message that you want to pass out?
That special message, other than the fact that I want you to come, join us on the 23rd. One special message that I want to encourage all of us is to try to give back. And giving back does not necessarily mean that you have to financially give, even if that is the easiest thing that people think of when they hear the word give back. I have learned a lot with this leadership position that I have, is that there are people who are skilled in many different things. For example, we have a committee here just doing fundraising. We are drawing up a list of people, of donors, both in Uganda and here, who can support the projects that we need. So you could have a skill of just finding people who can give. People say give $200, but you can find $2,000 from somebody else because you convinced them to do that. So we are being mentored in finding different ways to support our people beyond just the meeting and talking, but also bringing other organizations who want to give or want to help our people out. So my special message is, let us give back with the skills that God has given us in any way we can.
Yeah, that's a very powerful one.
Yeah.
It is one thing that I have found also to be enriching in my giving back in service of community here locally, and in my role in Uganda. It is there's so much need that we are lucky and privileged to have found ourselves in this side of the Atlantic, and we can have a lot of impact. And it doesn't have to be, we can give back, like you say, because I think I heard a saying that to whom much is given, much is expected, right?
Yes.
So I thank you for calling on the community to.
The other thing that I want to kind of clarify a misconception that is easy for us, especially Africans. We digress a little bit. So when you have Twegaite, and then you have Buganda Bumu, and then you have all these other organizations that are tribal organizations, it's because they're identifying, it's the identity piece of it.
Yes.
It's not because they're trying to exclude others. No, they are trying to highlight an identity so that they can use that to do bigger things, you know.
So in other words, it's not bad to want to recognize their own identity first.
No, you should never be embarrassed to be Ugandan, you know, and you should not be embarrassed to be a Muganda. But that doesn't mean you cannot do work in Gulu or in Teso or in Busoga.
Yeah.
Just because you're Twegaite. You can do work everywhere, but you happen to be doing it under this umbrella, which celebrates your culture, your heritage, where you came from. You know.
Yeah. We can engage. We are, at the end of the day, we are all one. We are Ugandans, and we can work together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can work together, definitely. We can and uplift one another, and when we can work together. It doesn't mean we can't identify ourselves truly to what we are, but we can work together.
We should be proud of our heritage, but also do the work that needs to be done.
Yeah,
while being proud of that heritage. You know.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Yes, so how can people stay connected to Twegaite International after the Jubilee celebration? How do people continue to stay in touch? Or is it done? We are going back until the next one? I know you talked about some of what you're thinking going forward, the runs and all of that. So that's what I'm looking for now.
So
post-convention.
So post-convention, we encourage the people who come to the convention to pick something out where they're going to do work. What are they going to be involved in? We're going to have another convention right after that next year. Okay. And after next year, we are going back to the 2-year cycle. But we are doing a lot of work. Currently, we are doing work with microfinance, trying to give small loans to women and encourage them. They pay them back, but it's kind of like a things for them to be successful. Okay. If you want to fit in there, then that's what you do. We want to build IT centers. We have big ideas. Be a part of those big ideas. Those ideas won't stop at the convention. Once the convention ends, we just want people to hit the ground running. So the convention is on your marks, let's say go.
Go.
Yeah? And then let's come back next year and see where are we after that go. Did you just leave the convention and go back home and sleep? Or what did you do with the knowledge that you learned at the convention? Then we have, we encourage people to communicate to us on the website, sign up, put your name in there, join the WhatsApp groups. The WhatsApp groups are very effective medium of communication, especially for folks of a certain age. So we're going to be continuously engaged in the programs that affect us.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah,
I think I got everything that I wanted to get. Thank you very much for giving me this time.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing
your resilience. Because I think I was tuned in some of your initial broadcasts.
Yeah. It's been a long journey, right?
It's been a journey. You did know we were watching, but
I did not know you were watching. I know. I got it. Shit. The way it started, right here during the 2019 convention.
Yeah.
That's when resilience. Well, thank you very much. First of all, thank you for following, because sometimes I don't even know who is following. But resilience is the right word, because at one point I was like, how did I even start on this? I need to start it. But then I realized the impact and the gap that we had, particularly here in our region. And I was like, I think let me keep going with this, because I think there's a value and plug in a gap. I think we had a gap.
And it's inspiring too. You know, it encourages you may not know how many other people have started just because you did. No, keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And thank you for all you do. Not only there locally in Minneapolis, Minnesota, but in Uganda, you're impacting lives. So thank you very much.
And when you come tomorrow, we'll talk real estate.
I don't know how you can do both, software engineering and real estate. But I think
left brain,
one
right
enables the other. Technology enables the other. Data analytics.
Yeah. Left brain, right brain.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you.
All right.
So we'll see you